Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, the Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Everyone has a story. Have you ever thought about who the brave men and women are who you meet on the side of the highway? Who are they? What's their story? Well, tonight your questions are answered. It is normally you sitting in the hot seat on the side of the road. But tonight it will be them answering burning questions as they eat chicken wings. Each wing gets hotter and hotter, but you will get to know them on a more personal level. So please, North Dakota, stick around with us and be our wingman for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, the Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Our special guest today is North Dakota Highway Patrol Lieutenant Danny Haugen. Lieutenant, welcome.
Thank you. The governor can call me Lieutenant Dan, but you can call me Lieutenant Haugen.
All right.
All right. We got that clear.
It's Lieutenant Haugen here.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, have you planned for this?
Yeah. I thought I'd better prepare, and so I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and had their honey barbecue.
You know, I think that might just do it.
I think that will get me to right about here.
I don't even know if it's going to get you there, but you know what? We're going to go for it. We're going to have fun with it.
Okay.
For the folks that don't know what we are doing here, we have 10 wings in front of us. We are using the Hot Ones Club Pack. We're going to ask Lieutenant questions. He's going to eat a wing. Each chicken wing is going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. How are you with hot foods, spicy foods?
Well, I'm Norwegian, so my pulse is already at 100.
Where's it at? Let's see.
Let's see what it is.
I'm going to say about 113.
110.
Okay.
110, so we're good.
It could always be worse. Let's see if we can get it to about 125.
All right.
Maybe. All right. So let's go with this first wing here. This is the classic.
Okay.
Only 1,800 Scovilles here. We're gonna go ahead and touch.
Yep. Here's to
you. Never quit.
Never
All right.
quit.
Here we go. That's delicious.
How's this compared to Tabasco? We're under Tabasco.
I think we're a little under Tabasco. Tabasco normally a little hot for you?
I love Tabasco, but that's it. That's the line.
I hate to say this, but it's going to be a long day.
Tabasco's probably right about here.
Actually, I think it's in between 1 and 2. This says it's 1,800 Scovilles. I don't know what that means, but what I do know is that we are going to get close to 1 million.
Oh.
And that means it must be hot. But let's talk about the first question. How long have you been in law enforcement, and what is your current position?
Excuse me. I was a military policeman in the Marines for 4 years, and then in 2000 I got hired by the Highway Patrol, and I've been here for 22 years, so 26 years total. And
you are now currently the training director of the Law Enforcement Training Academy.
Yep, so I'm the Highway Patrol training director, and then which also makes me the training director for the State's Academy.
I want to touch on the 4 years that you served in the military with the Marines, because as we are recording this, today is 81 years since the Pearl Harbor attack. And so I want to thank every veteran and those that are currently serving in the United States military. Thank you for your service, but I also want to thank you for your service for the 4 years. What was it like serving in the Marines? What were your posts?
I was stationed in California at Camp Pendleton, which is just outside of Oceanside. I went to military police school in Alabama on an Army base that they since closed due to chemicals in the ground. Okay. And then I spent a year in Okinawa, which explains a lot, according to my wife. But then I spent a year in Okinawa.
Japan, that would be pretty. That would be pretty fun. That would be interesting.
It was a good year.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. If you are currently or have served in the U.S. military, are we ready to go to number 2?
I think so.
Number 2 is Cedar Smoked Garlic by Dawson's. This is 7,000 Scoville heat units. So
and
I think
we're over Tabasco.
We're over Tabasco, so never quit.
Huh.
This is a good one.
It's like honey barbecue, but different.
Did Buffalo Wild Wings prepare you for this one?
I think so.
Now, what posts have you served during your time with the Highway Patrol?
Must a little chewy.
It's okay. I see at least you're taking a lot of the meat. He's not just taking one bite, folks. He is going to town, but we're going to test this once we start getting closer to the really hot ones.
All right, so I graduated from the Highway Patrol Academy in 2001, and I was stationed in Crosby, North Dakota, Bottineau, Devils Lake, Dickinson, and Bismarck.
Okay.
So quite a few posts.
So really a lot of that is, you really spent a lot of time up in the Highway 5 corridor.
Yep, and that's where I'm from, is Highway 5, Langdon.
Langdon.
Yep.
And, you know, that was actually going to be my first post.
Okay.
When I first came. So the Highway 5 corridor, you spent a lot of time up there, came down Devils Lake, Dickinson, now in Bismarck.
Yep.
If you had to choose, can you do this to the North Dakota people?
Oh, boy.
Which was your favorite post?
Oh, boy. So Crosby, Divide County, my kids went to school there. Loved the community, loved the people. Bottineau, I was there a less amount of time, so I didn't get to know the community as well, but loved the scenery. So each community has its own benefits. Devils Lake, I loved the historic downtown in it. Dickinson, it was during the height of the oil boom, and the excitement of all the energy and the new people coming to town was a lot of fun. And in Bismarck here, Bismarck has been our favorite post as a family, just because of how beautiful the city is, and there's so much to do here.
Well, what's great about it is you've kind of been in almost every part of the state, which is sometimes unusual for troopers. So that is kind of a good thing. But I definitely hear, you know, I've heard a lot of great things that you've mentioned about all of these posts. So that's just wonderful. Are we ready for number 3?
I think so.
How's that heart rate going?
Let's check it.
Has it gone down a little bit?
I think it has. 115. It's going up.
Well, we're not doing very well here, but we're as long as I think we can keep it at about 125. I think we'll be okay.
I think we're okay.
But we do have an AED outside the door in case we need it.
Very good.
All right, number 3. This is Hoff and Pepper. This is Hoff's house sauce. 14,500 Scoville units.
Okay, so this is...
It sounds German to me.
It does. And I am German from Russia, so how bad can it be?
I think you're going to be all right.
All right,
never quit.
I think you forgot to put the sauce on.
I think it's there, yeah. This tastes good.
There's nothing.
I think these are ones that are probably going to sneak up on you as you think they're okay, and then all of a sudden, pow, right in the mouth.
Well, I'm just talking tough, so. This is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel a tingle on my lips.
They say this is a honey mustard seed dill and spices mingle, so this seems pretty good. So what do you like to do on your off time? What are your hobbies?
My off time, I love woodworking. I love tinkering in my garage with small gas engines and stuff. But my biggest hobby is my involvement in Freemasonry, which is the oldest men's fraternity in the world, and the pendant bodies under Freemasonry and all of our fundraisers and our charities locally here. That was the first drip from my nose. Locally here, I'm on the Scottish Rite Speech Therapy Center board, and we offer free services to families that can't afford speech therapy center. So that's what I do on my off time. Last night, tonight, and tomorrow night are all some kind of a Masonic meeting that I have to go to. So,
And that's really important because with the Highway Patrol, we're here trying to give back to the community. Yeah. But even when you leave the building,
service doesn't stop here. You know, in order to be a good highway patrolman, you got to have the desire and the drive to help others. And if you have that drive and you're a good, solid North Dakotan, well, that drive doesn't stop when the clock stops. You go home and you still have that same drive. So many troopers, they coach sports. We have college football coaches, high school football coaches, baseball coaches, and that's just what we do.
You know, that is great. I love to see when everyone leaves the building and they still stay within the community. Now let's go back to the woodworking because I like that. That's a hobby that I can't do. What's the coolest thing you've made?
A grandmother clock.
Oh, where's it at?
It's in my library, which isn't a library. We bought our house from a doctor who had a library, and of course he had more books than I do.
How many books do you have?
There's probably 5. I don't know.
Well, that's good. Is it a big clock or?
So, a grandfather clock, you know, there's specific inches in height, so they could be like 7 feet tall, a grandfather clock. A grandmother clock is around 6 feet tall.
Okay.
So it's just a shorter, narrower clock.
Nice.
But it's Westminster chimes, so you wind the chains, the weights every week. Oh. And I built that 20 years ago.
Wow, and it's still going strong.
Still, of course.
So you must be pretty good at it then. That's fantastic. Well, number 4, this one tastes really good. It's okay. Los Calientes. It's 36,000 Scovilles. So we're making a jump.
So that's over 2 times over number 3.
That is correct.
Okay.
So if that tingling has started, it's only about to get more real.
Huh. Never quit.
Never quit. Now this is a good one. What do you think?
I like it. I like it better than the previous one.
You know, the great thing about all these sauces is they taste good. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you start getting spicier and spicier, a lot of times that doesn't taste it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't taste as well. What do you believe is the most rewarding part about being a part of the Highway Patrol?
Service to others. I didn't join the Highway Patrol to be in the service industry per se, you know, because I was just a young man just out of the Marines, and but the joy and satisfaction of helping others, that's what we're about. And it can be as simple as you know, changing a tire on the interstate to backing up a deputy at a domestic violence call. As long as we're helping others, we're meeting our mission, either helping the public directly or helping another agency complete their mission.
Now I want to kind of go back to what your current position is, the training director of the North Dakota Law Enforcement Training Academy. Because a lot of people think when they hear that you're a training director, they think it's only Highway Patrol members.
And they think it's teaching.
Yeah.
Like, what classes do you teach? Well, I'm not a teacher, I'm a director. So basically it's taking care of the grounds, the facility, curriculums, what the teachers are teaching, finding teachers, and, you know, finding the best teachers that are most qualified for that subject matter, like yourself, who's let's talk about your teaching education here.
No, this isn't about me. Okay. This is about you.
He's a doctor.
And this is about what you bring to the table, because what people don't realize is you have an important position. You're not only looking over Highway Patrol troopers, but any new officer that is coming to become a police officer to serve the community here in North Dakota. That has to be special. What does that mean to you to be able to make a connection with these young officers as they start their career in law enforcement?
And I think it's important to denote that, or to inform the public that the Highway Patrol manages this facility because state law says it does. So we don't like to call this the Highway Patrol Academy. It's the North Dakota Law Enforcement Training Academy, because all law enforcement come here to be trained. And I really like it that way. We have the drive, the desire, the professionalism to put out the best product that we can for the citizens, regardless of who they work for. Small towns, small sheriff's offices to large ones. We can get them all trained.
Well, I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. Let's go to number...
He works here.
It is true. And this is probably maybe something people don't know is you are my boss.
Right.
And why I would pick him to come sit here and put him through this misery.
The hot seat.
I'm not really sure, but hopefully I don't get any flack for it once the cameras are done rolling. Let's go to number 5.
Yeah.
This is
halfway.
Halfway.
It's all down here.
It's all downhill. I feel great. How do you feel? How's your mouth? You feel good?
Yeah, actually good.
Number 5 is Hotheads Revolutionary. We just had Los Calientes 36,000. We jump up to 57,000 Scoville units. All right, here we go. Never quit.
Never quit.
Get a little spinneroonie here.
So this is 10 times hotter than Tabasco.
Mm-hmm. But this is good. This has, they say it has Trinidad scorpion chilies. I don't know what those are, but that probably sounds hot.
I thought so.
Yeah. This is good.
I feel a tingle.
So let's give the people what they want.
Okay.
Funniest thing you have ever witnessed, whether it's a story, whether it's something somebody has said to you on the side of the road, but as you've been a part of the Highway Patrol, what's the funniest thing you've encountered?
I was, there's obviously many funny stories, but the very first thing that will come to my mind whenever anyone asks is that I was working in Dickinson as a sergeant in the Highway Patrol, and it was about 2 in the morning, and I see a vehicle without taillights. So I pull in behind it, and I turn on my red lights to stop it, and the vehicle doesn't stop. They make a right turn, and I'm following. They make a left turn and I'm following, so either they don't know I'm behind them, or they're looking for a place to get out and run, or they're just not stopping. Well, after another turn, the vehicle finally stops and I approach the vehicle, and I could smell a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle. And so I asked the driver to get out of the vehicle, and she does. And so now I want to, I'm obviously intrigued on the stop because I know she's impaired. She's heavily impaired. But now I need to build my case, so I have to start asking her questions. And so I asked her, I said, well, where are you coming from tonight? And she just looked at me, stone cold, and said, I'm coming from I don't know if I can say that, Philip. But then it's like, well, check, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
I'm like, is my camera on? Is my mic on? Am I being videoed? Is this a joke? And the traffic stop just went downhill from there, and she was later arrested for DUI.
Well, I'm hoping that
we could probably beat that.
Yeah, we can probably bleep it out.
Okay.
But these are the things that we encounter.
Yeah.
On
and it was a valid
basis.
statement. It just I was looking for something more current.
Yeah.
Like, where did you come from 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. It's valid, for sure, and probably played a little bit into your case of why she was under the influence, because I would venture to say
a normal person would say that.
A sober person's probably not going to tell anyone that, especially probably a police officer.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about Langdon again.
Okay.
This is where you're from, born and raised, small town, north part of North Dakota.
Great football team.
Yeah.
Great volleyball team.
So you have, North Dakota has a lot of small rural cities, towns. What would you say to someone from a small town just like you, or a small town kid that has ambitions, aspirations to come to the big city or wherever to do something like being a part of the Highway Patrol? What would you tell them?
Stay there. Growing up in a small town, I think is the best thing you can offer to a family. I loved growing up in Langdon. It was the perfect town to grow up in, and I
You're all right?
yeah, I raised my children in these larger towns like Bismarck, Dickinson, Devils Lake, and the quality of living, I would say, is a lot better in the small towns, the Langdons, the Carringtons, the Hazens. But the towns like Bismarck have more to offer. And it's sad to say, but the schools have more to offer. And so you got to weigh the balance between what's good for your family. But, you know, we have troopers in small posts. We have troopers in posts of 1,000 people, and we have troopers in Fargo. So one's end of the spectrum to the other.
All right. Well, that's good advice. You know, I'm from a big city. My first post was Grafton, so it was a small town. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're absolutely 100% correct that the small towns have something to offer that the bigger towns definitely don't. A big sense of community, which is definitely wonderful. All right, number 6. How's your mouth?
My mouth is fine, but I have a runny nose now.
I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this, but
Let's check
the
it.
breathing is starting to get a little deeper, a little deeper. Where are we at? I'm going to say 118 to 120.
Huh, I'm calming down, 104.
You're calming?
Oh, I'm ready. This is nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start stepping it up here.
All right.
Do you need a tissue?
Pretty soon.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Number 6. This is Adobo Bloco Colo Kid. I don't know. I'm probably butchering this, and I apologize to
I
whoever
won't
made
even
it.
try it.
But 61,000 Scovilles. So we're only jumping a little bit.
Yeah.
Never quit. I got a nice little piece right on the tongue.
Mm-hmm. I can taste this one.
That's good. If you were...
Is this sponsored by Metro Ambulance in case we need help?
We might have to just call them, you know. I know in an emergency we can call 911.
Okay.
So as long as I can speak and do it into the phone, we'll have to see. If you were to be something else besides a police officer, what would it be?
I always thought that being a contractor, electrician, heating and air conditioning, that always interests me. Like I like doing that stuff at my house.
Yep.
So I always thought a career in that would be interesting. And then, you know, maybe do that for a while and then switch into engineering in that field, like a mechanical engineer. Okay. I'm thankful I chose this career path. I love it. But if I did something different, it would probably be something with my hands.
Is there a talent that you wish you had that could have given you that if you could choose anything, what would that talent be?
The ability to say no to you.
To say no.
Yeah, no to the hot seat.
Well, thankfully he doesn't have that ability, so that's always a good thing. Yeah. We're definitely enjoying it.
Is this what it's like to be someone in a vehicle when they get stopped by a trooper? Their pulse goes up, their mouth burns.
Most definitely. I don't know if their mouth burns, but physiologically, it's human nature. We get nervous, the blood pressure, the heart rate, everything rises. So it's pretty consistent to what you are feeling right here.
Okay.
The good news is this.
I'm not getting a ticket.
You're not getting a ticket. Okay. We're only going to give them a warning. You only got 4 more.
Yep.
The bad news is number 7 is the torch bearer sauces called Honey Badger.
Okay.
Now that seems a little tricky because it's 99,000 Scoville units.
Not much honey.
Not much honey.
A lot of badger. A
lot of badger. Not enough honey, probably. Okay. I'm sure it tastes delicious, but I have a funny feeling this one is going to hurt.
Okay. Well, here's to not quitting.
Never quit.
I taste the honey.
That's good. Seems like it's kind of slowly sneaking up on you.
The honey is, the honey just disappeared.
You know what I'm probably most impressed with right now is you haven't gone up and left. You're still here.
And it's my building.
Yeah, because what would I do? I'd just be like, thank you, North Dakota. I don't know what else I would do.
Yeah, we'd get Philip from behind the camera to help.
Yep, come sit down.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Yep.
So if you were to give our viewers in North Dakota, around the world, advice on why they should join the North Dakota Highway Patrol, what would it be?
Freedom. Freedom in the job daily. You know, and I'm not saying that you do whatever you want every day, but you go out there to meet the mission of the Highway Patrol, and you meet new people every day. You see new scenery every day. Each day is completely different than the other days. Good weather, bad weather. It's just an exciting, interesting career. And there's nothing better than just being out on the road helping people, because everyone has a different problem. And when you stop someone, you don't know what their problem is that day. And so it's...
You're right.
Yeah, it's hard to talk now. It's, you know, you can find creative ways to help the public.
That's good advice, definitely.
Are you having a hard time talking?
You know, I'm not having a hard time talking, but I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It is starting to burn. The honey has dissipated.
The honey left this area.
Yeah. I think what I'm having trouble with is I know what is coming next.
Oh, boy.
And if it serves me right, yep, number 8 is what we call the bomb. And
is this the one you tried when you were a child?
It is.
Okay.
And I still have scars in my memory because I remember taking a little time. I don't even know why we had it in our house first place. A little toothpick, and I put it in my mouth, and I was on fire.
Yeah.
So as I look at this, and Honey Badger is still like kind of punching me in the mouth a little bit.
Yeah, the honey left.
I'm a little nervous.
The bomb, did you say?
It's the bomb. It is 135,000 Scoville heat units.
So is that 50 more than the last one? The one that's burning my lips right now?
It's about 36,000.
Okay.
So we're about to make a jump, but are you ready for it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Never quit.
Never quit, North Dakota. Never quit. I think it's okay until about a minute. Then it's going to hurt.
Like right now, I'm doing fine.
But
I won't be.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not just going to take one bite.
No.
We're going to go for it. Nobody ever said we were the sharpest chosen.
Was that an option?
It could have been, maybe. But we're here. Let's do it. I love this question because we can kind of go anywhere with it. Besides me, if you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be and why?
George Washington.
Why?
I would love to sit down and ask him why he chopped down the cherry tree to make wooden teeth.
Okay.
And right now as we speak, every teacher watching on their phone is yelling at their phone that didn't happen. But I just want to fact check it. I want to ask him. No, because he's a prominent Freemason in America, prominent American that helped found this country. And I would just love to sit and ask him questions because how he persevered throughout the war. He was very selfless, you know. At one point they thought, you know, well, maybe we could make him a king, and he didn't want that. He's like, no, president with term limits, in and out.
That's a good one. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
What's your heart rate at?
Mostly for the cherry tree, though. I got to ask him. I got to say, my lips are burning. 105. Because I think blood is leaving my heart to go to my lips right now.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. So, George Washington talking about the cherry tree.
Yeah.
What are you eating? Hot wings?
Hot wings.
Okay. What would be the dinner of choice?
If I got to choose, cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers?
Yep, cheeseburgers.
From anywhere specific, or are we just talking?
Just cheeseburgers.
Just cheeseburgers.
I'll let him decide from where.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a true gentleman right there. I like it. All right. You might not be happy about this.
Okay. What's the name?
Pucker Butt Pepper Company.
Okay.
They call it the extra mean green.
Pucker butt.
Pucker butt.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how many Scoville units? We just were at 135,000 with the bomb.
180. We're going up 50.
702,000 Scoville heat units. Are you ready for it? Pretend I'm George Washington.
George.
We're talking about the cherry tree.
Why'd you chop it down?
I don't know. I wanted to do some woodworking. Never quit.
Never quit.
Here we go. I feel like my wing, that is bigger than yours. That means I have more sauce. Mm-hmm. You want to trade?
Okay. Oh.
It's good.
You just rang a bell. It's warm. You know, it's not hot here or here, but like right in here.
Right in the lips,
Yeah.
huh? Now we have drummies and flats here.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you prefer?
In this case, the drummies are a little easier to eat.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. All right. You're driving in your squad car.
Yeah.
You're patrolling. What are you listening to?
Right now, I ride a desk, so it's I listen to Rock 101.5 out of Bismarck. But when I used to work for a living in a patrol car, I listened to Octane on Sirius LA radio, and the only time I changed it off of Octane was to listen to Cavino and Rich, talk show host.
Okay. So is Octane a band?
Octane is the channel, so it's like
channel, okay.
It's heavier metal, not real heavy, but heavier metal.
So
Metallica's.
So what is the jam that just comes on and you start having karaoke in the squad
Any
car?
Metallica song.
Any Metallica.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
Enter Sandman. I remember that was my first CD I bought. It had that song.
Can you give the people a little?
I cannot because my lips are on fire.
So,
Yeah.
have you ever had the moment? You're in your car.
And I realized my video's on.
Yeah,
and I'm
Metallica
recording
comes
myself.
on
Yes.
and you're just rocking out and you look over. This happens all the time, North Dakota. And you see that red light, meaning, how long have I been recording
Yeah.
for?
I vividly remember listening to Ed Schultz and having a conversation with him. You know, it's just a radio because he's having a conversation of some hot topic, looking up and seeing my red light on. It's like, dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible feeling.
It is a terrible feeling.
Hopefully nobody watches that one, right?
Yep.
So, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You have gone through 9.
Yep. As a Norwegian who doesn't eat a lot of spice.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
Now, the bad news is
Okay.
we have number 10.
We're almost done. That's the bad news.
The last dab Apollo is what they call it. How many Scoville units?
Okay, what was the last one?
702,000.
1.5 million.
This is where the bad news comes.
Okay.
It's to be announced. So they don't even know.
Oh boy. Now, when you say dab, does that mean it's dabbed into it, or there's a little dab on
Well, I think they generally do a little dab,
So-
but we're just gonna.
it? The key is to eat on the opposite side of that dab?
No, I think you just go with it, you know. But we don't. We're not gonna dab the extra. We're just gonna go for it.
Okay, we're going to eat the whole thing.
We're gonna eat the whole thing. So never quit.
All right, never quit. I think I found the dab.
Yeah, I think they covered it pretty good. That tastes good though. Mm-hmm. Now, if you would tell somebody one thing about you or the highway patrol, or both, what would you want to tell them?
I would like to tell them that the Highway Patrol has been a great company to work for. Our mission is essentially helping others. And so if you have that drive, that selfless drive to help others, whether it's at home or after hours, we're a great agency to work for. I have that personality, so that's why I volunteer to do so many things when I'm not here working. And even when I retire, I'll continue to help others. And so that's just the great thing about this place. I got to finish my wing.
Well,
It's nothing.
I'm going to say, you went 1 through 10,
Yep.
completed the challenge, nose is running,
Yeah,
a little bit inside the mouth is kind of, but you did it.
We did pucker butt.
You did pucker butt number 9,
All right.
the bomb at number 8, kind of underneath my tongue. I don't know how it got there, but something.
I just made the mistake and I licked my lips. Now my tongue is on fire.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you. Thank you for sitting down with us. North Dakota, as always, thank you. Until next time, remember, always be the ultimate wingman. Always drive sober.